The joint ski training agreed upon between the two Koreas is likely to be held, Seoul said Tuesday, despite North Korea's decision Monday to cancel a cross-border cultural event at Kumgang in the north, ahead of the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. According to Seoul, North Korea sent a telegram at 10:10 p.m. Monday, conveying the message that the communist state was cancelling the event scheduled for Feb. 4. A 12-member South Korean advance team visits North Korea's Mashik-ryong ski resort to inspect the venue for a joint ski training. The three-day trip began on January 23. Yonhap's abrupt move sparked questions over whether the scheduled joint ski exercises and the North's participation in the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics would proceed as planned. North Korea cited South Korean media reports spread of insulting news despite its sincere approach towards the Pyeongchang Olympics, according to the ministry. The North also took issue with media reports concerning what it called an internal event, alluding to a possible military parade marking the 70th anniversary of its military on February 8. The parade, which North Korea announced would be held the day before the opening of the Winter Olympics this year, drew criticism here that it might dampen the Olympic détente. The North has often showcased its military assets, including ballistic missiles, in previous events. The Seoul government expressed regret and rare disappointment over the North's unilateral decision, hinting that it may undermine a breakthrough in inter-Korean ties. It is very regrettable that an event agreed upon by the South and the North will not be held due to North Korea's unilateral notification decision, the ministry said in a statement. What has been agreed must be implemented under the spirit of mutual respect and understanding, as the South and the North have only taken the hard-earned first step towards improving the South-North relationship. The ministry later added it plans to fax a letter addressing the North's decision, but did not elaborate on the details. Although North Korea's sudden move brings an element of uncertainty to other upcoming events, Seoul's unification ministry remains optimistic on the joint skiing practice the two Koreas agreed to hold on the slopes of the North's Mashik-ryong ski resort. North Korea has not shown any signs of cancelling the training session and the training is expected to proceed as planned, a ministry official told a group of reporters on Tuesday. Seoul will continue to make necessary preparations for the event, the official added. Details such as transportation and the exact time of the training were unavailable as of Tuesday morning. Seoul had previously stated the practice could start as early as Wednesday. Seoul is apparently struggling to reach a consensus with Washington on hosting such joint events without violating a string of international sanctions imposed on the North Korean regime. It plans to use a chartered flight to fly South Korean skiers to the ski resort in Mashik-ryong via Kalma Airport, a military airfield in the north. The airfield is about a 45-minute drive from the resort and is supposedly the most convenient way, but also carries the risk of violating sanctions. U.S. President Donald Trump announced a set of sanctions in September that includes banning vessels and aircraft that have visited North Korea from visiting the U.S. within 180 days. Seoul will also have to consult with airlines in using a flight that does not operate flights to any U.S. routes. The South-North agreement to hold a series of joint events came after 3 rounds of talks between the two Koreas that also marked the first inter-Korean dialogue in more than 2 years. Performances by a North Korean art troupe and taekwondo demonstrations in South Korea are scheduled to follow the ski training. The joint cultural performance at Kumgang was anticipated as a rare cultural exchange between the divided Koreas ahead of the Pyeongchang Olympics. Last week, a 12-member delegation led by Lee Ju-tae, Director General for Inter-Korean Exchange and Cooperation at the Ministry of Unification, said North Korean venues were good enough to hold both the joint cultural event and ski training session. This is the second time that the North has unilaterally cancelled a plan jointly agreed upon by both Koreas. Earlier in the month, North Korea abruptly changed the date on sending its advance team to the South for its planned art troupe performance. Pyongyang has yet to explain the abrupt change. By Young Min Kyung MK Young at heraldcorp.com.